Hare Krishna, welcome to all our viewers. Today we are going to start a very new and a very interesting thing, which is called verse memorization. As we all know, Srila Prabhupada emphasized so much on a couple of verses, not just a couple of more than a dozens or hundreds of verses. When he gave his lectures, when he wrote his purports, he has uh, quoted many verses from various scriptures, including Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and many other Purans and Upanishads. So those verses, if we can just recite, we can get the transcendental vibration. We can become Krishna conscious. That's why it is so important to just chant those verses, and even more interesting would be to memorize them so that we can quote them. As Srila Gauragovinda Maharaj says, that if we want to place some fact in front of us, in front of others, then we must quote the reference. That's why it is also important to quote that verse which we are speaking about. In order to do that, in order to facilitate that, we are going to start a thing by which we can learn one sloka every day, and then we can memorize them, we can quote them, we can chant them at our free time, at our leisure, and become Krishna conscious. So, to begin with, I'm sharing you the file where you have the verses which are most quoted by Srila Prabhupada. You can see on the screen here. These are some of the verses which Srila Prabhupada chanted, quoted, and you can also see how many times Srila Prabhupada quoted this verse, this particular verse. And this is the source of that verse. So the most chanted verse is Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and then Sarva Dharman Parityajya. These two slokas Srila Prabhupada chanted more than 1400 times. So these are the most important slokas. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then subsequently, we will go across some other verses. Janma Karma Chami Divyam, which Srila Prabhupada quoted more than 800 times, which is the topmost in the rank. And in this way, there are so many verses you can just see here if you scroll down. Times quoted 200 plus, 100 plus, 100 plus, like that. So these many verses, how would it be if we just memorize them? I will share the link in which you will find this PDF. In the description, you'll find the link of this PDF where you can go across these slokas and memorize them. Now, in order to memorize, one nice thing His Holiness Bhakticharya Swami Maharaj does practice is that he tells that when we need to memorize a sloka, what we have to do is we just have to start with memorizing or understanding the word Sandhi Viched, the smaller portions of the sloka with its meaning. First, we have to understand what is the meaning of each word of that verse. And after we understand the meaning of each word of that verse, we can try to chant the word, chant the words, and then chant the line in that verse. So first translation, and then word by word meaning, and then we will recite the words in the verse. Now, in order to recite, we can easily get the meaning, or word by word meaning and translation both. However, to chant, we need to know the Sanskrit pronunciation guide, which is very nicely given in the Bhagavad Gita written by Srila Prabhupada, Bhagavad Gita as it is. You can see there at the end, there is a 4-page guide for Sanskrit pronunciation. And if we go across that, we can very easily understand how to read the verses, how to chant the Sanskrit words. And once you start reading, we have to read line by line. Each line, His Holiness Bhaktichar Maharaj told, if we want to memorize the sloka, we have to read each line thrice. Thrice we have to repeat the same line. Like we are chanting Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Braja. Aham Tam Sarva Papebhyo Mukhyaisyami Masucha. So when we are reading, first we read the word-to-word meanings and then the translation. We understood it. Now we are going to chant the first line. Sarva Dharman Parityajya, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, Sarva Dharman Parityajya. So 3 times we have to chant like this. And once the first line is over, we can go to the next line. Mamekam Saranam Braja, Mamekam Saranam Braja, Mamekam Saranam Braja. Once the second line is over, we'll try to chant both the lines 3 times. Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Braja. Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Braja. Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Braja. In this way, first line, second line, then both lines together, the third line and fourth line, the third and fourth line together, and then the whole verse 3 times. And once we chant like this 3 times, we'll see that automatically it is imbibed in our memory. We can say more than 50%. And then it depends on practice. So then His Holiness Bhaktichar Maharaj tells that we can take a paper and write down that sloka. We can write down that sloka and then keep in our pocket. Whenever we get some time, we can take out that paper. We can just chant. And if we cannot recall any of the words, we can take out the paper and chant. Yes, one thing I missed it is we cannot just chant the slokas haphazardly. We need to have a tune. We need to give it a tune. And that is that tune we can hear from devotees and then take that tune, or as Maharaj tells, that we can develop our own tune that will last longer. The memory will last longer. So if we can memorize it sloka in our own tune, it will last longer in our memory. So in this way, we can memorize slokas, and there are so many slokas in this verses most quoted by Srila Prabhupada, and we will go one by one. You will find a Zoom link given in this YouTube description, and if you wish to join this memorization, it will be every day 10 to 15 minutes, one sloka a day, 2 p.m. to 2:15 p.m. every day, Zoom, in the Zoom link provided below. So thank you, Hare Krishna, and wish you a happy learning. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Hare Krishna.